What is up, Thunderstruck Gaming? It is me, Spiky Jesus, and this is my second time on this wonderful, amazing community channel run by the man, the myth, the legend of Thunder. So a huge thank you to him for having me here. The amount of work he puts into improving the content of us smaller content creators is insane. It's unreal. It's unheard of in this day and age on YouTube. So a huge thank you to him for having me here, and I'm going to get right into this commentary. And in the background, you got a little bit of a dirty Yemen 31 and 6 with the MTAR, Quick Draw, and Fast Mags, I believe. But that is plenty about the gameplay, so I'm going to get right into this commentary. So, the topic for today's commentary is, who is to blame for the current state of Call of Duty? Now, I figured I'd kind of branch off from the usual, oh my god, Call of Duty is so bad, the game's ruined, oh my god, Tina Palacios, David Vonderhaar, oh, it's awful. And I figured I'd talk about who's really to blame for the current state of this once insanely gargantuan franchise. So, Infinity Ward and Treyarch have been designing Call of Duties pretty much since the beginning. Up until this year, obviously, because, you know, Sledgehammer is developing Call of Duty 2K14, and whatever that may be, we will find out. Now, in the world of Call of Duty, there are the developers, and there are the owners, similar to how there are the managers, and there are the owners of baseball teams and football teams. And the owner of Call of Duty is Activision. Now, I went back and did a little digging into my memories, my history of gaming, and my memories of Activision. In the beginning, Activision has always been a big corporate enterprise on the gaming frontier. They developed a few of the first very popular 8-bit games, and stuff like that. So they've been around for a while. They know what they're doing as a business. But one memory, or one thing that I remembered from my childhood that really struck me is Guitar Hero, and how Activision ran that game into the ground, how Activision juiced that game for all it was worth and then threw it to the side of the road like it was nothing. Because let's think back. The golden age of Guitar Hero was probably, what, Guitar Hero 3, Guitar Hero World Tour. I remember I had a Wii and I was banging on those drums, and I was a master Guitar Hero. I really wasn't. I could like play on hard on my best day, but back then Guitar Hero was like this whole unique, fun, you could say fast-paced even, music game. And, you know, it's interesting how Activision has a trend of ruining games that are fast-paced and fun. But every year a Call of Duty is developed. Every year they release a new Call of Duty, something that is rushed, something that isn't quite finished, something that's half-baked. No pun intended. But year after year, we seem to blame Treyarch and Infinity Ward. Now, it's too easy to blame these people because they put a community manager forward. They put someone forward, a face for you guys to criticize, a face for you guys to hate, a face for you guys to blame for how bad the game may or may not be. Do Vonderhaar and Tina really have that much power over what goes on behind the scenes at Activision and Infinity Ward and Treyarch? I sincerely doubt it. I believe that, you know, with the amount of hate they're getting, they would like nothing more than to make Call of Duty the best it can be. But Activision refuses to allow them to do this. Now, this is all speculation. This is my guess as to what exactly is going down behind the scenes at Activision and Call of Duty. But I believe the amount of hate mail they get, the amount of death threats that they get, I believe they would like nothing more than to stop the hate, stop the death threats, and develop a game that is good, develop a game that is solid, develop a game that people will want to play again. I mean, let's look at Zampella and West. Zampella and West were the designers of #1 Titanfall that came out a month ago, and the designers of the classic old Call of Duty, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. They were the experts in their field. They were the premier game designers. They were the ones that had the fun element. They knew how to make a game and hype it up. Now, they ended up leaving Activision, or Infinity Ward. They ended up leaving Infinity Ward because they were not given the budget that they wanted to develop a new game. They argued forever. They argued with Activision forever, trying to get a bigger budget, trying to do bigger and better things with the series, but Activision and Infinity Ward both refused to allow them this courtesy, this necessity even. They needed this money to improve upon what Call of Duty was. Now, this small story, it's a true story. This is what happened. This small like insight into the corporate world of Call of Duty reveals so much about what could be going on in the inner workings. It's from this story we can pretty much assume that developers, not developers, that community managers like Jason West and Vince Zampella they have no power in this community. And look, I do so bad with this Dragonfire. I don't even know I was running it. I think I just prestiged and I got this gameplay. But anyways, back to the commentary. Zampella and West both wanted to do bigger and better things with the series, but Activision refused to allow them to improve on it, which is silly because you'd think if you had a product that was worth anything, you'd want to improve it. But it seems like in Activision's history, they take a game franchise that is doing well, they take a game that is successful, that has a winning formula, and they juice it for all it's worth. They put it in their Activision juicer, they put the nice orange in there, and they juice it for all the money that they can get out of it. Anyways, that's really just my opinion on what could be going on behind the scenes that makes Call of Duty so frustrating and unbearable to play nowadays as it was compared to, 3 or 4 years ago. Hopefully this commentary prompted some thought in you guys, got you guys to think a little bit about who may be to blame, who may or may not be to blame for the current state of Call of Duty. If it was stale and boring, let me know in the comment section. I'd like to see some constructive criticism. Anyway, once again, a huge thank you to Thunder for allowing me to be here. This is my second time. It's a fun time as usual. My channel link is in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all later.